This is Nattering With E with Eric Friedlander.
Welcome to Visionaries Global Media, your number one source for podcasting entertainment. Visionaries Global Media, envisioning excellence on a global scale.
Near the middle of the pod today, my voice gets a little distorted. I was doing some editing and it sounded like I hit puberty again. So that's from the 7:40 to about 15-minute mark of the podcast. It sounds like I have a guest on who's talking about wrestling, but it's all completely me. It's just my voice is a little bit higher pitched. What up, world? It's your boy E coming at you from the Nattering With E man house. That's right, I call it the man house because I'm on my phone instead of in the studio due to a power failure as I record this. So today, the reason I'm here is because I want to tell you about a show that a friend of mine told me about. It's anime based, so that means it's a Japanese cartoon, and the show is called Kinnukumen, Kinnikumen, aka Muscle Man. And to say that this show is bonkers and fantastic and has a manga to go with it would be pretty accurate. So the premise of the show is that various professional wrestlers with like superpowers from Earth and then a bunch of different galaxies all come together to fight in this tournament where different factions, the Chojin, the Senseis, and I think the third one is called like Ascuna something. This tournament where like whoever loses, they lose their planet, like the safety of their planet. And so Kinnukumen or Muscle Man comes from the galaxy of Kinniku, Kinniku, where he becomes Earth's representative, even though he's a galaxy over. He and this guy named Terry Man join up with Canada Man and Tile Man. Tile Man. Tile Man is literally a guy made out of tiles. And so in the original show, Kinnukumen and Terry Man and Canada Man and Tile Man all join forces to save Earth. In this new version that's on Netflix, on their anime section, it's called Kinnukumen, the Earth... Kinnukumen, the Arc, basically talks about what happens after the tournament. And so essentially what happens is that Kinnukumen has won the previous tournament and he has left to go back to be the rightful king of Kinniku. And so Terry Man is left in charge to sign a peace treaty with the other two factions so that the three of them can never have a war again and never put their planets at risk. What ends up happening is that one of the factions branches off from their representative and he comes back and they come in to Earth and basically disregard the treaty and start attacking Terry Man and Canada Man and Geronimo, who are all like the good guys. And there's a couple of other guys who are also on the team. However, they aren't able to be there because they're in this like recuperation thing from all their injuries. And so they literally can't, they're in basically like a cryogenesis chamber, and that prevents them from stepping in to stop this different faction from not abiding by the treaty. And so that actually reminds me of a couple weeks ago. Well, no, July 5th. This is July 17th as I record this, / it'll be uploaded on July 18th to Nattering With E and to Visionaries Global Media. Anyways, July 5th, I went with co-hosts of the Nattering With E podcast, SJ and Jordan, to see GCW, Game Changer Wrestling. And to say it was a blast would be putting it mildly. We saw basically all of our favorite wrestlers wrestle. Masha Slamovich, Jody Threat, Boosie, Bussy, which is made up of Effie and Alley Catch. The Green Phantom was there. Jordan Oliver was there. Violence is Forever were there. And they fought my local favorite tag team, Dynasty. Mikey Truth, Sway Archer, D. Smith, and Jackson Roy challenged for the tag titles. Sure, I just listed four of them, but it was Sway and Jackson who went up against Kevin Koo and Dominic Guarini of Violence is Forever. It was funny actually because two of the three shirts that I bought at the show, one was Violence is Forever, the other was Dynasty, and the third one was for a guy named Charlie Tiger, who he's part of Young, Dumb, and Broke, but he didn't help Jordan Oliver when Jordan Oliver was attacked by that psychopath Charles Mason. Speaking of awkward moments, though, when I got the chance after the show to meet Masha Slamovich, which, if you've listened to the pod previously, or I'll just tell you now, she is my favorite wrestler right now. And it's, she like, the way that I'm stuttering right now is mild compared to how I stuttered when I spoke to her. She also misheard me because my name on Twitter is Eric Freeds, not Eric Friedlander, Eric Freeds. And so I said to her, "Hi, Masha. My name's Eric Freeds. Love your work. You're one of my favorites. You and Deanna are the best. And I wish that you had a longer title reign than Blake Christian, who stole it from you, and he's not as good of a champion." Anyways, what she heard was, "Hi, Masha. I want to bleep you, please." And basically, because of what she heard and not what I said, talk about an awkward conversation. She looked like she wanted to kill me. I tried to explain that is not what I said, and that she's my favorite wrestler, and then I wanted her to know that. She was still cool enough to take a photo with me, but if you look at the photo on my Twitter page, which I think is still around, it's several tweets down because I do tweet a lot. You can tell her face is pissed off. Mine is when you smile, but you're fearing for your safety. All jokes aside, I wasn't afraid that she would kick my ass or anything. I felt terrible that that's what she had heard, and so I wanted to try and reach out and just say, "Listen, I did not say that. I do think that you're a really good wrestler, and I'm sorry that you heard that." Complete miscommunication because of the music in the building. Anyway, and now a message from our sponsors. This week's episode of Nattering With E is brought to you by Century Gloves, your world leader in martial arts. Need gloves made for speed bag, heavy bag, and fitness training? Century Gloves has been helping people like you and I get into shape since 1976. With genuine leather for maximum durability, finger-specific dexterity, and curved cushioning to reduce hand fatigue, Century Gloves will help provide you with the pound-shedding workout you've always dreamed of. So Masha, to me, if we're relating it to this Muscle Man anime, Masha would be like Kinnukumen in the sense that she's like the main character of everything that I watch, pretty much. Not to sound like a weirdo or anything, although with her I unfortunately did. She basically all of her stuff that she's been doing in terms of JCW, Queen of the Indies last year for West Coast Pro. She's basically one of the women who you're thinking to yourself, why haven't AEW or WWE signed her yet? But then you're like, oh wait, she's in TNA on top of GCW. So she is in one of the top tiers of wrestling in the world, but she needs to be in a bigger promotion so that she can show the world what she can do. She'd be an instant fan favorite, or she'd be a killer heel. The thing is, she actually wrestled someone who a lot of people compare her to, which is Shayna Baszler. They both have sort of a jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai sort of wrestling approach. And so they wrestled at Bloodsport during WrestleMania weekend, beginning of May? No, beginning of April. They wrestled each other, and Masha did the job to Shayna. She made Shayna look like an absolute killer, which, like, when it comes to a killer like Masha Slamovich, then it's insane to know that she just literally, I mean, if they have a rematch, I'm pretty sure Masha will destroy her, but, things happen. Anyways, at the GCW show here in Toronto, it was cool because I got to go with two of my very best pals in SJ and Jordan. Jordan I've known for a few years, and SJ I've just known literally through doing podcasts. Like she and I became fast friends, and yeah, it was awesome going with them. We actually went to this place called Prohibition, which is a gastropub that makes one of the best brisket sandwiches I have ever had in my life. And if you're a fan of brisket, whether you're Jewish like me, or if you're just into Southern barbecue, excellent stuff. It's fantastic. I wouldn't say it's as good as Lou Dogs or as the Black Camel, which is also two good places. Lou Dogs no longer around, R.I.P. But Prohibition brisket sandwich, excellent stuff. My standout match for that card at GCW was the opening match. It was Jack Cartwheel versus Charlie Tiger versus Harlan Abbott versus the young OG Marcus Mathers. I'm actually sad that I didn't get to meet Marcus Mathers because that dude freaking rules. I watch a lot of H2O, Hustle Heart Wrestling, Matt Tremont's promotion, and Marcus Mathers is basically one of the main guys there. He's also on ETU, which is also based out in New Jersey, run by The Struggles, who's an announcer. He's the champion at ETU, and yeah, to say Marcus Mathers he's in the same line as Masha in terms of like they're stars and they should be working for way bigger companies, but we'll take what we can get here on the indies that we see them wrestle in. Like it's fantastic. The other thing too is I've been watching a lot more wrestling on YouTube recently. Reason being, even though I paid for a couple month subscriptions, I paid for Triller by the year, and I paid IWTV for a while too, and to say that it's been a little bit of a frustrating experience would be putting it nicely. The reason for that is that like the internet downstairs on one of my I have two TVs. It sounds spoiled, but like basically I moved places, and my family gave me one TV that they were formerly using, and then I brought the TV from my other place. So the TV from my old apartment actually works with IWTV and with Triller, no problem. But it's smaller than the TV that my family gave me, and the one that my family gave me, for some reason, it doesn't work when there's internet streaming. So, like, even if I use Paramount or Netflix, I mean, it's totally a first world problem, don't get me wrong, but it's a little frustrating because you pay for these streaming services and you can't use that TV. I mean, I guess I can just keep that TV off and then just use the smaller TV, but I'm also using the smaller TV for video games. I mean, these are completely, like, not serious problems for anyone. I mean, they're my problems, so they don't really matter is what I've found in life, but that's a rant for a different day. Anyways, yeah, so I've been watching more on YouTube because YouTube seems to be the only thing that works on that bigger TV is what I'm getting at. And so I watched, recently I watched DPW, Deadlock Pro's Tag Team Festival from 2023, which, like, go out of your way to watch that if you can. It's free now on their YouTube page, and it is insane. It's basically, I think it was every match was pretty much a tag team, which is my dream because I'm so tired of watching singles matches. Like, if you listen to the episode with Pretty Ricky Wilde from Junction City and Brantford Wrestling, he was like, you can't have multiple person matches all the time because then it'll get stale. And I was like, oh, but I can't do singles matches anymore. Like singles matches bore me for some reason. I would prefer to see like the hot tag or like the beatdowns afterwards or things of that nature. Like one of the best feuds, two of the best feuds to me, were when Sting and Darby Allin in AEW wrestled against current NXT world champ Ethan Page, All Ego Ethan Page, and Scorpio Sky. That feud was great because they had such like bad blood between Darby and Ethan Page. And then the other one was the Team Taz versus Darby and Sting. That was pure insanity because those guys just straight up hated each other, and like Team Taz was great back in the day. It's interesting too now knowing that AEW has been around for like I want to say since 2019. Yeah, 2019. So about 5 years, and it's interesting to see how everything has evolved. I don't know necessarily for the better, but like early AEW, which is weird to say because it's only been 5 years, but early AEW like ruled. Like some of the matches were fantastic. The feuds were crazy. Like Darby Allin was getting thrown downstairs, like from the top of a building, going all the way down the stairs. They had these like stadium stampedes where Sammy Guevara was getting knocked over with a golf cart, and just like the tribal warfare that you see on the internet between WWE and AEW fans was like nothing compared to like all the faction warfare that you had in AEW. Like you had the Elite, you had the Lucha Brothers and Pac, Death Triangle, you had Jurassic Express, you had Sting and Darby, you had Cody branching out by himself, you had Kenny and Kota Ibushi going against bunch of people. You had Team Taz, you had Moxley was like a one-man army, and now he's got the BCC. But yeah, like over the last couple of years, I mean, if I hope AEW doesn't pull WCW and go out of business, but if they ever do, like you can look back on their library and be like, wow, this was really good for a few years there. Meanwhile, I think Tony Khan, he's taken on too much behind the scenes. I mean, he bought Ring of Honor, and to say that he's done that promotion a bit of a disservice would be putting it in the nicest terms possible, I guess is the best way to put it, because he should not have, if he was going to buy them, he should have immediately had a team go in there and be the writing team for that promotion, because yes, it's being streamed on ROH's website, but like it's not fair to not have to be 2 weeks out of a pay-per-view and not have any matches. I mean, the thing is, they'll probably load up that card like they always do, and then those wrestlers will just make it friggin' amazing. But the thing is that if you're trying to get fans to invest into that promotion, you want them to basically be invested in the promotion. So seeing them not be able to
And now, a message from our sponsors.
What up, world? It's your boy E coming at you from the Nattering With E studios, letting you know that we are now proud members of the Visionaries Global Media family. Catch us Wednesdays and sometimes some other random days. And check out some of the other shows too. Band from Ringside, led by Jason B. Good Cop, Bad Cop with Graham, Matt, and Ryan. And our favorite pod, ROH Revelry with Will and High Five Tom every Saturday.
Watch regularly or so forth is a little crazy. Also, I love old Ring of Honor, like pre Tony Khan era, so 2018 onwards. I mean 2018 and prior. And I'm not saying that he ruined it, but like I follow, as you know, like Tom and Will are two of my good buddies as well, and they do the Ring of Honor Revelry show where they recap from the start of the TV era to present. So they're currently in 2013, 2014, and I was mainly watching like 02 to 2011. I was watching a lot of Ring of Honor. So to then listen to their podcast and catch up on like 2012, 2013, now they're in 2014 is good stuff too. But it doesn't seem like the product gets that, like, they got rid of these other shows called AEW Dark and AEW Elevation, where they were featuring younger talent, and there were some mini feuds there. So what I'm trying to say is that instead of buying ROH, maybe Tony Khan should have invested a little bit more on the AEW Dark and the Elevation, maybe merge them into two, and had his own product of that as the third option, because he doesn't take ROH seriously, it feels, a lot of the time. I mean, the women's division is fantastic there. Like, they have their two titles, the women's TV title and the women's world title, and it's that storyline has been captivating. But like, I have no idea now who the ROH tag champs are, and the trios champs just merged into the AEW champs, and they just got stripped. So I don't get the logic behind some of the booking right now, which is why I go back to my point a minute or two ago about how Tony Khan should have instilled like a writing team on ROH. There was a couple posts recently by Kerry Silkin, who used to own ROH and sold it to Tony. That was like, ROH deserves better. This isn't the ROH that I know. And if I was Tony Khan, I would have been like, when I bought it, I would have been like, look, Kerry, I want you and your booking team to continue to book Ring of Honor, and I'll be the anonymous funder while you guys do all your stuff for Ring of Honor. And so that, I think, would totally help. There's so much wrestling in the indies right now that you don't even have to be trapped by AEW or ROH or WWE. It's sort of like online dating in the sense that there's so many options, and that if one isn't doing it for you, just move on to the next person. And if that person's not doing it for you, move on to the next person. Same with work. If you're not feeling it, just go to the next job, or take a break if you need, and then go to a next job. Like, just do what's good for you, sort of thing. So my point I'm trying to make here is that if you don't agree with the booking of any of these promotions, just try a different promotion. You don't have to quit wrestling. You could even go back and watch like older wrestling, which would be good too. I mean, or even anime wrestling like Kinnukumen, which is how we started this podcast. So I mean, there's plenty of options. There's plenty of things. There's no need to fight with anyone. That's just my opinion, and yeah. Another promotion that I saw too was Ethan Page's Alpha One Wrestling. He basically started this promotion because he didn't like how he was being booked by various promoters throughout the middle of his career. He's since made the jump to WWE NXT, so he actually isn't running Alpha One anymore. It's whoever his partners are running it, but they just had their card on the weekend, and that was a great card too. I watched most of it, so two matches that I missed though were Space Monkey versus Shane Saber for the Alpha One World title for the in a casket match. I missed that one, and then I caught the end of the tag title match with Fight or Flight versus KPK. KPK are students of Gabriel Fuerza, who, as you might know, he's one of my favorites. We don't agree politically on things, but like, if I look past that the same way I look past NFL athletes' behavior, I can look past it basically. And he trained both of KPK, and they put on a heck of a performance from the last like 3 minutes that I saw of that match. There was a great match between Alec Price and Ace Austin that, like, I'm pretty sure that stole the show. Like, that match was bananas for the 15 minutes that they gave them. great stuff. Also, Reed Duffy, who I just discovered thanks to the chat room on Alpha One's YouTube page, he's a great announcer. He does the. It turns out that he's the voice of the OHL's Hamilton Bulldogs, former AHL Hamilton Bulldogs, now are an OHL team, and he really sells the product, and that's what you need with like these up and coming announcers too. Which brings me to Tom interviewed Peapod again from Ruthless Pro Wrestling, which we have been watching monthly on on behalf of Tom's podcast, Midwestern Roundup podcast. Tom, who I'm referring to, is High Five Tom from ROH Revelry. I also collaborate with him to do reviews on MWR, and basically I watch the shows and then I send him the notes, and then he does it for his pod. So he made a good point too, because I was asking him if there was any other ones I could cover for him, and he was like, hey man, why don't you just cover it for your own show, and if I need you for my stuff, you can also do my stuff. And I was like, that makes a ton of sense, because I do watch a lot of wrestling, and so what I would probably do is something how I've been doing this podcast so far for 25 minutes is just recapping various things that pop into my head about wrestling and about the shows that I was watching and so forth. And so I think that's what I'm going to be doing going forward. I'm also going to do the Vietnam Project, of course, but I think I'll announce it here. So the Vietnam Project, I think, is going to be twice a month, and then I'll be doing stuff in those other 2 weeks, sometimes even in those weeks that the Vietnam Project's coming out. So like Nattering With E at the movies, and nattering about wrestling, and nattering about sports, things like that. Like I'll come up with other ideas. I'm also kind of I don't want to say that I'm tired of the Nattering E title of the podcast, but like, I mean, it is what it is at this point. It is the brand, but I'd love to have like a different name. I used to think of something. One of the names that I tossed around previously was Shooting the Breeze with Easy E, which I thought would be a pretty cool name. But the thing is that like Easy E is most notoriously connotated with NWA legend Easy E, EAZY space E, and so I felt like if I did Shooting the Breeze with Easy E, maybe I'd get in trouble for copyright. I don't think necessarily though, but I don't know, something to consider. I also made all my stickers with like the Nattering With E thing, so I can't really change it. And like, I don't know. I got a bunch of other ideas that are kicking around. I also want to do, so like, I'm not good at video games, but I was wondering if that could possibly be the gimmick. Like if someone can listen to this and let me know if that would appeal to them, where I play video games and like I do try and everything, but there's a few games that I definitely struggle on. So I was thinking like Easy Gaming or something like that, or Easy, or Eric Fried's in the X or something like that. I don't know. I gotta think of the name for that. But basically, I would stream playing video games, like so many other people do. But like it would be me versus the games that are really challenging me, which might be easy or not. And then people in the comments could be like, no, do this. This is how you solve the problem. This is how you don't solve the problem, etc., etc. Also, before I get out of here, I just wanted to update for the gym. Gym's been a bit of a struggle. I've been trying to go at least 3 times a month. I know that's not a lot at all, but it's just been like today there's a power outage and there was a giant storm, so I use that as an excuse. Then I do a lot of walking with Ivy and my family, and so I sort of like, if I go on a big walk, like hour and a half with Ivy, I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym now, because most of the time at the gym that I'm at is it's just cardio that's available, because all the machines are basically not are taken, and so I I've been letting that get to me in terms of like, oh, I'm not gonna go. But the thing is that I paid for a year for a gym membership, and honestly, I'm the perfect target for that sort of scheme because it's like, oh, you paid us right up front, perfect. But if you don't go, it doesn't make a difference to us because we got your money, and if you go, perfect because we get you get the results at our gym, so we can take credit for it. So if you become like a beef daddy who can not be afraid of talking to wrestlers, then you got that confidence working out at our gym. But if you feel like you're not confident about that stuff, then you got to we benefit because we took your money right away. So I mean, I have to figure out a way to basically get over there and come up with a routine of some sort where if I'm doing the cardio outside with my dog, then I can just do a bunch of other things while I'm at the gym. And yeah, so I just wanted to update on that. So I'm thinking that I am going to try and push to go more. I know it's all words, but what I might do is I might start recording smaller podcasts post gym and be like, so I went to the gym today and this is what happened and blah 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 blah. So I think that would hold me accountable if I started doing podcasts that way and then just uploading it. I might only upload that to the Nattering With E page because I don't want to annoy the Visionaries Global Media guys, even though they said like don't worry about it, like anything you send you can like anything you send us we'll upload, no worries, no problem. But I don't want to send them every day and be like, yo, can you upload this now, can you upload this now, can you upload this now. What I might do is maybe I'll try and go to the gym every friggin' day and do a workout every day of some sort, whether it's at the gym or not. Actually, that's more realistic. And then I'll post a little voice memo like this to talk about it, and then I'll upload them in I'll merge them together to upload them. Anyways, that's it for now. This should go up Thursday on July 18th, and thanks again for listening.